The anime begins with Tomo Aizawa confessing her love to Kubota Junichiro, his childhood friend. However, Tomo faces a problem because Jun sees her as one of the guys, not a girl. Instead of romance, he sees her love as a sign of brotherhood. Tomo leaves her house the next day and comes across Jun. They've known each other since they were little kids. She recalls wearing a skirt to school and Jun making an odd remark about how it didn't suit her. In the present, Jun slaps Tomo's butt, causing her to punch him in the gut. Tomo reveals that she's dabbled in karate. They arrive at their high school, Minamizu High School. Tomo goes to class and talks with her friend Misuzu Gundo. Misuzu reveals that she has known Tomo and Jun for many years. Misuzu believes Tomo deserves to be treated like a boy because she is always engaged in boy-like activities. She advises Tomo to lower her voice and sound more polite. Tomo meets Jun and sounds more polite. Jun tells Tomo that she sounds like an old man, which irritates her, and they get into a fight, leading to Tomo uppercutting Jun. Tomo meets her father at home, who gets angry after seeing the wounds on her face. Tomo says that she got into a fight with Jun. Her father is enraged because she has brought shame to their family by losing. Tomo responds that she is a girl and that Jun's father should not have trained Jun in the sport. Jun and Tomo walk to school in the morning, and Jun apologizes for his behavior. He says that his life would be boring without her. Although his kind words make Tomo blush, but she notes that this is a routine they go through after every fight. She accepts his apology and they both fist bump. Tomo goes to the roof for lunch with Misuzu at school. Misuzu wonders why Tomo prefers to spend her lunch break with her rather than Jun. Tomo says that it would make her appear as if she is dating Jun. Misuzu leaves to invite Jun to lunch and he isn't happy with her appearance. They all eat lunch together, and Tomo reveals that Misuzu and Jun don't get along. Tomo feeds Jun fried chicken and is surprised by her action. Later, Jun's friend Tanabe comes up to him. Tanabe asks if he's made a move on Tomo and remarks on her rocking body. Misuzu finds their conversation unappealing. She goes to the rooftop to tell Tomo about it. Misuzu informs Tomo that Jun admitted to his friend Tanabe that he engaged in sensual activities with Tomo. In reality, he was referring to their martial arts practice. Misuzu's misinformation riles Tomo, prompting her to beat up Jun for his crude remarks. Misuzu runs into Tanabe and tells him the truth about Tomo and Jun, demonstrating how she set Jun up to fail. Misuzu calls Tanabe a scumbag for having sensual thoughts about Tomo, but Tanabe dismisses her comments. He thinks what he can do to help them in becoming a couple, but Misuzu tells him to back off. She believes she is the only one who is permitted to toy with them. Misuzu runs into Jun and tells him how they've grown apart since maturing. Jun admits that they all used to get into mischief as kids and that Misuzu would create extreme pranks. Misuzu was never present when they got into trouble. Jun claims he disliked joining clubs because he preferred learning karate at Tomo's house. He admits that boys and girls clubs have always been separate, and it wouldn't be as much fun without Tomo. Misuzu asks Jun how he'd react if Tomo got a boyfriend and begins yelling at Jun. Tomo comes and feels confused as to what is going on. Jun invites Tomo to walk home with him, but she asks Misuzu instead. Misuzu is irritated by Tomo's actions, and Tomo instead walks home with Jun. Jun compliments Tomo on her fragrance, and she runs away in embarrassment. Meanwhile, Tanabe runs into Misuzu and invites her to join him under his umbrella. Misuzu, on the other hand, takes his umbrella and walks away. Jun locates Tomo, but before he can say anything, he notices water on her shirt, revealing some things. In embarrassment, he gives her his umbrella and runs away, and Tomo wonders what's wrong with Jun. The next scene begins with Tomo practicing martial arts with someone. Her opponent compliments her on her appearance and skills internally. The boy's name is Misaki, and Tomo kicks him to the curb. Tomo expresses regret for her actions. Misaki inquires if she has grown used to the boys' club. Tomo admits that being the only girl in class is fine with her. Misaki offers to put in a good word for her if she ever wants to join the girls' club again. Tomo, on the other hand, admits that other female martial artists are unwilling to spar with her. Tomo says she is a failure as a girl, but Misaki assures her that she is a charming girl. Tomo asks him what about her evokes a girl aesthetic and how she can improve in that field. Misaki advises Tomo that she only needs to boost her confidence. After school, some girls notice Misaki leaving and admire his appealing appearance from afar. Tomo rushes out and the girls devise a plan to prevent her from putting the moves on Misaki. The next day, Misuzu comes up to Jun and informs him that she saw a boy walking with Tomo the day earlier. Tomo arrives at class later but forgets her textbook. She asks Jun if she can peep at his, and Jun inquires about the boy she's been hanging out with in karate class. Tomo tells Jun about Misaki, revealing that he is the captain of a karate club she is in. Jun misidentifies Misaki as a girl after Tomo shows him a photo of her and Misaki. He inquires of Tomo whether she is close to any other girls besides Gundo. Jun asks Tomo how she'd feel if Misuzu got a boyfriend, and she says no. Tomo admits she cannot imagine Misuzu falling in love with anyone, but she claims she would be lonely without her. Tomo walks out of class and is approached by two girls named Mifune and Ogawa. They tell Tomo to meet her after school, but Tomo has a feeling they're not interested in becoming friends. She frightens them and drives Ogawa and Mifune away. Tomo tells Misuzu of her problems with Ogawa and Mifune. Misuzu warns her that fighting girls in school is not ladylike. Misuzu suggests having a verbal spat with them. After school, Tomo meets with Mifune and Ogawa. Mifune reveals that they had a crush on Misaki and noticed Tomo hanging out with him. Tomo misinterprets their words and thinks they wanted her love advice because she knows Misaki. If they want to be close to Misaki, Tomo suggests they become her friends. The girls reluctantly accept Tomo's offer. The following day, Tomo informs Misuzu of what happened between her and the girls. She wonders if she has a lot of feminine appeal now. Jun interrupts their conversation and invites Tomo to go to the school store. The girls notice that Tomo is more ladylike than they thought. The episode ends with Tomo hoping Jun to see her as a girl. Tomo and Jun are traveling somewhere on a bus. Tomo is irritated that Jun does not treat her as a girl. From behind, a strange man begins groping Tomo. Tomo wants to punch him, but she wants Jun to do something. Jun sees the man and approaches him. Later, they go for a walk in the park, and Tomo tells us that Jun reported the man to the police. Jun advises Tomo not to wear skirts anymore. The following day, Tomo tells Misuzu everything that happened the day before. Misuzu feels bad that Tomo was groped and asks Tomo to continue her story. Jun tells Tomo in a flashback to wear slacks because skirts don't fit her. Jun is knocked out by Tomo's one-off comment. In the present, Misuzu tells Tomo that Jun may have phrased it that way because he doesn't want Tomo to be groped again. Misuzu finds Tomo's wearing long shorts underneath weird and asks her to remove them for a while. Tomo is against it, but Misuzu tells her it's normal for girls to wear underwear underneath. Misuzu consoles Tomo by explaining her how she dresses, implying that it's normal for girls to do so. Later, Misuzu runs into Jun and tells him she knows what happened between him and Tomo, and informs him that Tomo wishes to accompany him on his walk home, and is waiting downstairs. Tomo is shown holding her skirt down, and Jun is surprised to see her without her shorts. They go for a walk together, and Tomo apologizes to Jun for hitting him. They held onto a bus, and Jun notices that it is filled with men. He's worried they'll try groping Tomo because she's no longer wearing shorts. Fortunately, nothing happens, and the two end up walking down the same path from yesterday. The wind current becomes tense and lifts Tomo's skirt. Jun faints when he sees Tomo's trousers. They sit on a bench. Jun apologizes to Tomo because he thinks it was inappropriate for him to tell her what she should and should not wear. At gym class, Misuzu asks Tomo how everything went, and Tomo responds that everything went horribly wrong. She asks Tomo if Jun saw her underwear, and Tomo says he dropped like a rock after seeing them. Misuzu later approaches Jun and mocks him for his embarrassing actions. Jun meets up with Tomo and invites her to lunch. Misuzu looks at them from a distance and comments on their progress. In the next scene we see Carol Olston, a girl who appears to attract a lot of attention from male students. Tomo observes Carol receiving the same level of attention every day and is wondering how she can do the same. Misuzu claims that her appearance and English background make her appear premium in the eyes of men. Misuzu also says that her defenseless personality is another factor. Tomo can't stop thinking about what Misuzu said as she leaves class. She questions whether she should really try to befriend Carol in order to gain knowledge from her. Just then, Misaki and Carol approach her. Misaki reveals that Carol is actually his distant relative and they have been close friends since childhood. Carol jokes about being engaged to Misaki, but Misaki tells Tomo that she is kidding. However, Carol also admits that she is not interested in any of the guys in their class. This worries Tomo as she wonders if Carol sees her as a guy despite her wearing a skirt. We get a montage of Carol calling Tomo a dummy. Misuzu realizes Carol might be jealous of Misaki and Tomo's friendship. Carol approaches Misuzu during class to ask her a question. Misuzu informs Carol that she dislikes her and has no intention of sharing anything bad about her best friend. Carol entices Misuzu with cake and Misuzu agrees to listen to her. Carol seeks Misuzu's assistance in defeating Tomo. Misuzu thinks how she can manipulate Carol and tells her that there is someone else who would be more suitable to help her. In the boys' locker room, Jun notices Carol inside her locker. They decide to meet outside to avoid any awkwardness. Carol asks Jun for ways to defeat an enemy. June asks her to punch him to see how strong she is and quickly realizes that she is unable to fight anyone because she is too weak. He promises to make her strong in a month so she can defeat her opponent. Tomo notices June picking up Carol during class. She asks Misuzu what's going on, and Misuzu states Carol and June could be a couple. Carol and June start their training, while Tomo becomes unhappy. Tomo notices June and Carol hugging each other. Tomo grabs June and asks him what he's doing with Carol in an intimidating manner. Carol observes and recalls Misuzu's advice to stay close to June in order to discover Tomo's weakness. Carol tells Tomo that she has lost the battle and no longer wishes to beat her enemy. Carol leaves and meets up with Misuzu. Carol and Misuzu visit a bakery and eat some cake. She asks Misuzu if they are now friends, as she does not have any. Misuzu suggests Carol ask Tomo to be her friend. Carol meets Tomo at school and expresses her desire to be her friend. Carol is delighted when Tomo accepts her offer. When Misuzu is asked a similar question, she accepts Carol's friendship because she is rich. June and Tomo talk about Misuzu and Carol, and he tells Tomo that they're popular with the guys. He makes a casual remark about Misuzu's appearance, which irritates Tomo. He tells Tomo that he has no feelings for Misuzu, but they used to date in middle school, which leaves Tomo speechless. On the rooftop, Tomo confronts Misuzu about it. Misuzu explains that they only dated for 3 days and were unaware of her feelings for him. Now that Tomo is aware of her relationship with June, she explains what happened. During his second year of middle school, June opened up to Misuzu. Misuzu tells June that it will be a good time, but she also tells Tomo that her romance with June has ended after several cycling trips. She had reached her physical and mental breaking point and wanted to end the relationship. However, June beat her to it and broke up with her first. Misuzu assures Tomo that she no longer has any feelings for June and only has hatred towards him. Tomo's relieved by Misuzu's words. Misuzu later meets June about telling Tomo about the past relationship. She wonders if June dumped her because he developed feelings for Tomo after the incident. June apologizes and promises to accept full responsibility for his actions. June and Tomo walk home later, and Tomo asks if he has any feelings for anyone right now. June makes it clear that he has no feelings for anyone. The next day, Misaki runs into Tomo and June. June is surprised that Misaki is a man, and when Misaki greets June, June chops him on the head. This enrages Tomo, who retaliates by punching June in the face. June apologizes for his actions and properly introduces himself. When Misaki mentions that he enjoys karate, June suggests that they go sparring sometime. June and Tomo go to their lockers to talk about Tomo's involvement with Misaki. She explains that a few things happened that led to her joining the boys' karate club. Tomo tells June after class that she won't be able to walk home with him today because she promised to spend time with Misuzu and Carol. June and Misaki stand at a bus stop together, recalling Tomo's advice to work things out. Misaki asks June on the bus if he wants to join the boys' club, and June says no. He says that he can't beat Tomo and refuses to lose. June admits that he can only beat her at her father's dojo, but that in a match with a rule set, he would lose. June says he often gets in fistfights with Tomo, which irritates Misaki because he believes he should not fight girls. June admits that Tomo enjoys fighting and that if he can beat her in strength contests, it's because of his masculinity, but the nice moment ends and June warns Misaki not to discuss their conversation with Tomo. During Karate Club, Misaki tells Tomo that June did not do anything to him. Tomo says every time she tried to introduce June to other boys to be friends with, he scared them away, which does not surprise Misaki because he is also scared of him. Mifune and Ogawa are secretly discussing Tomo's appearance. Misuzu and Tomo startle them by interrupting their conversation. They leave the diner and Tomo asks Misuzu why they would do such a thing. Misuzu explains that it's because of Tomo's clothing. Misuzu asks Tomo whether she has recently seen June. Tomo admits that they haven't spent as much time together because she has become strangely self-conscious. Misuzu warns her that if she stops hanging out with him, he might find someone else. Misuzu suggests that Tomo invite him to do things the next time. Misuzu believes that going shopping together or singing karaoke is a fantastic idea. Tomo asks June if he wants to go out with her during the break. June is pleased with her offer and accepts it. Tomo meets with Misuzu again, and Misuzu tells her she must take it as a date. Misuzu says they'll go shopping with Carol for Tomo's date outfits. Tomo feels confused at the shop, while Misuzu and Carol discuss what to get her for the occasion. Misuzu suggests getting Tomo some slightly tomboyish clothing to avoid June from running away during their date. Tomo then thanks Carol and Misuzu for their help. Misuzu requests that Tomo report on what happens after her date with June. Tomo goes on a date with June while dressed in the clothes Misuzu and Carol gave her. June notices a change in Tomo, but remains silent. They go to a variety of places, from the batting cage to the bowling alley. Tomo realizes she's making a mistake and requests June accompany her to the karaoke room. June encourages Tomo to sing, but she refuses. He admits that the things she'd gotten him to do in the past were insane. Regardless, he always enjoyed giving it a shot. Thanks to his encouragement, Tomo selects a children's song and begins singing. June pulls out his phone and begins recording her without her knowing. When she is done, she notices June giggling and yells at him. At school, Tomo tells Misuzu that she sang children's songs for 3 hours despite June's absence. Tomo admits that she is embarrassed by the entire situation. June is wondering if he should delete the video somewhere in the school. Misuzu and Carol request to see the clip, but Tomo dismisses them. June re-watches the video and notices something unusual about Tomo. Next we see Tanabe wishing Misuzu would smile more. June tells him that when she speaks to him, she always smiles. June runs into Tomo, who is also shocked by Misuzu's smile. Tanabe and Misuzu get into an argument, which leads to her taping his mouth shut. He walks past Carol, who is in a similar situation. Carol and Tomo meet, and Carol says Misuzu put tape in her mouth because she tried to kiss Misuzu. Tanabe and Misuzu meet again, and she asks him if he likes her. He confesses his feelings to Misuzu, who advises him to approach her sincerely so that she can kindly reject him with a smile. Tomo asks Misuzu if she likes June and comments on her smiling antics. She says she dislikes June but toyed with the idea of getting on Tomo's nerves. Misuzu finishes the segment with a devious smile. After that we see Tomo wishing to hold hands and hug friends like a girl. Tomo admits that she tried something similar in the past, but girls would distance themselves from her. Misuzu reveals that she and Tomo have known each other since they were babies because their mothers were childhood friends. When Tomo suggests that they've been friends long enough to try it, Misuzu declines. Tomo approaches Carol and embraces her. She's perplexed by how soft she is, so she meets with Misuzu to inform her. After that, Tomo leaves school and begins randomly hugging other girls in order to understand what it's like to be girly. Carol is shown hugging Tomo in a montage. Misuzu is acting strangely toward Tomo, and Tomo wonders if she is still upset about their conversation. Tomo and Carol talk about Misuzu's sudden change of heart, and Carol wonders if she's to blame for Misuzu's actions. Carol apologizes for bothering Tomo in front of Misuzu, but assures her not to worry. Misuzu says she is worried about someone else. Misuzu meets Tomo on the rooftop to apologize for her heinous behavior toward her. She tells Tomo she wouldn't mind giving a hug to Tomo. Tomo gives Misuzu a hug, and Misuzu suggests she should try hugging June. After school, Tomo sneaks up on June and hugs him. He is taken aback by her actions and tells her to stop because they are in high school now. They get into an argument about the situation, and Tomo beats June up. Meanwhile, Carol approaches Misuzu and states her desire to be her best friend, and Misuzu acknowledging Carol for her efforts. June wakes Tomo up, which leads to more bickering and fighting between the two. They have breakfast with Tomo's mother, Akemi, who tells some interesting fact about her husband that he still feels shy around her even though they've been married for years. And to prove it, she goes to the dojo with them. As soon as her husband sees her, he turns red and faints with love. Later, Tomo and June talk about love. Despite Goro's reputation for being shy around Akemi, Tomo claims he is always willing to protect her no matter what. At school, Tomo meets Carol and Misuzu. Carol explains that she and Misuzu plan on spending time alone because she wants love advice. Misuzu says this is an opportunity for Tomo to have lunch with June. Carol puts her headband on Tomo's head, and then she and Misuzu leave. June and Tomo eat lunch together, which attracts the attention of the other girls in their class. Carol and Misuzu are having lunch on the roof in the meantime. Misaki arrives and greets Misuzu. He mentions that Carol means a lot to him and asks if she can keep an eye on her. After he leaves, Carol reveals she's interested in Misaki. Misuzu thinks Misaki behaves like June and does not see Carol as a girl. Carol is advised to take life more seriously if she hopes to win him over. They run into Tomo, who is furious that they have left her in such an awkward situation. Mifune calls Tomo for help. Ogawa met a strange man at a mixer who is a playboy. Ogawa wants to reject him, but rumor says that girls who reject him are bullied for an entire year. When Tomo, Mifune, and Ogawa meet the guy, Tomo informs him that Ogawa is not interested. The guy makes fun of Tomo's appearance and flirts with Ogawa. Tomo kicks the guy across the floor and tells Mifune and Ogawa that she isn't afraid of him or his henchmen. Later, the guy gathers his boys and instructs them to jump on Tomo. His boys mock him, but he claims she hits like a gorilla. June overhears their conversation and lands a powerful kick on the guy's body. After that, the guy and his men meet with Tomo and apologize. June and Tomo then walk to Tomo's house and plan to eat Tomo's favorite sardine rice balls. We see Tomo and Misuzu arrive at Carol's place to hang out. Carol's mother greets them at the front gate, mistaking Tomo for a boy. Inside, Carol greets her mother, Tomo, and Misuzu. Carol invites her friends to her room, and Tomo is taken aback by the beautiful items scattered around. Misuzu reminds Tomo that Carol is rich as Carol showed Tomo pictures of herself when she was younger. Misuzu goes to use the restroom but is stopped by Carol's mother. Carol's mother asks Misuzu if she's a bad person as she walks to the toilet because she's noticed she's been treating Carol poorly. Misuzu asks Carol's mother how she would feel if Misuzu only wanted to befriend Carol for her money. Carol's mother laughs, making Misuzu feel confused. Afterwards, Tomo and Misuzu challenge Carol to a game of Othello and lose. Carol's mother hugs Misuzu and Tomo and tells them they are welcome to stay at any time. The next day, Tomo and Misuzu planning a study group to help them prepare for their midterms. Carol requests to join the session and Misuzu agrees. June invites Tomo to study with him, but Misuzu puts him in his place, so Tomo declines. Tomo is surprised Misuzu didn't try to pair her up with June. Carol, Misuzu, and Tomo make their way to Misuzu's house. Tomo hasn't been to her house since they were kids. Misuzu reminds Tomo that it's because she was constantly breaking things when they were kids. Misuzu's mother enters the room and misidentifies Tomo as her mother, Akemi. Carol irritates her and she feels the same way Misuzu does about her. They try practicing equations using Misuzu's method in her room. Carol, on the other hand, surprises the two by solving the equation in a simpler way. Carol's intelligence astounds Tomo, which irritates Misuzu. Misuzu joins in on their celebration, saying that showing one's work is important in earning credit. As they continue, Tomo and Carol compliment Misuzu on her knowledge. Tomo believes that if Misuzu continues to teach her the ways of the world, she will be able to attend the same university as her. Misuzu is surprised because she assumed Tomo would want to attend the same university as June. Carol asks if she can go to the same college as Misuzu, and Misuzu says it's fine. Everyone checks their grades after midterms. Tomo was ranked 70th, while Misuzu and Carol were ranked 2nd and 1st, respectively. Carol mocks the two for their rank. June invites Tomo to his house to play video games. Tomo accepts and meets with Misuzu and Carol to discuss her concerns for the evening. Despite her attempts to tell June that she is unable to attend, Misuzu and Carol reassure her that it is the best option. June asks Tomo to walk home with him after school today, but Tomo says she's walking with Misuzu and Carol. Tomo informs her mother and father that she will be staying at June's house for the night. June tells Tomo that his mother won't be here for tonight, meaning they'll be alone. They eat some of June's curry and talk about things. After finishing their baths, the two play video games. Tomo loses every time and mocks June for his gamer kid past. They get into an intimate situation and head to bed early for the night. June tells Tomo in bed that he had a lot of fun and wonders if they will have more experiences like this. Tomo falls asleep before telling June about her feelings. Tomo uses the opportunity to look at June's facial features. As a result, June grabs Tomo in his sleep and sleeps with her. He wakes up and finds Tomo sleeping next to him and freaks out. Tomo walks away thinking about what happened between her and June, but she finally remembers she slept next to June on the futon. A week later, June gives Tomo glasses for her 16th birthday. She taunts June since she's now older than him. At school, Tomo shows her glasses to Misuzu and begins taunting her about her age as well. It is revealed that Tomo's boasting about being older than her friends is an annual tradition. For her birthday, Misuzu gives Tomo reference books, while Carol gives her a gold brick. Misuzu invites Tomo to her home this weekend so she and Carol can give her a makeover. When the weekend arrives, Misuzu and Carol tell Tomo that they want to give her a makeover to make her look more feminine. They change her skirt and wig and apply makeup to her face. Misuzu tells Tomo to practice sounding like a girl when she's dressed up. Tomo gives a short speech and Misuzu approves of her tone and says boys will like it. Misuzu and Carol force Tomo into getting them ice cream while dressed as a lady. Tomo attracts the attention of every male in the store and spots June. She tries to run away from the store with the goods but trips. June thinks if the woman is Tomo, dismisses his theory because Tomo never wears makeup or girly clothes. He helps Tomo and the two walk together. During their outing, they come across some children playing soccer and sit on the field to watch them. June points out a boy and a girl in the field and inquires about their future with Tomo. Tomo thinks it'd be cool if they started dating. June mentions to Tomo that the girl reminds him of his best friend. Tomo asks June about his friend's future. He's unsure, but he knows he wants to beat her at something. Despite Tomo's desire to reveal herself to June, June reminds her of the ice cream as she leaves. When Tomo arrives at Misuzu's house, she discovers that they had planned to surprise her with a birthday party. They eat cake, and Tomo describes her encounter with June. June shows up at Tomo's house the next day and grabs her cheeks. Tomo punches him, and June is convinced that the woman he was with was not Tomo. In the following scene, we see Tomo scaring her female classmates about the upcoming ball sports tournament. Misuzu reveals that Tomo is always pumped up before athletic events. The coach reveals that Tomo will play on the boys' dive ball team at the ball sports tournament for unknown reasons. The ball sports tournament starts. Tomo and June realize they're playing against the philanderer and his companions. Tomo and June's team completely dominated the tournament, defeating numerous other teams. June and Tomo warm up before the finals. Tanabe warns them that their opponent's team has a gorilla-like player. June realizes he's referring to Goma Takeru, a third-year member of the judo club and the strongest student at the school. Despite Tanabe's concerns, June and Tomo are eager to face Goma. Meanwhile, Misuzu and Carol discuss their defeat in the volleyball tournament. They plan to attend Tomo's event. In the final round, Goma expresses his disappointment with Tomo's poor performance. He is, however, more interested in June. Goma proposes a deal to June, saying that if Goma wins, June has to join the judo club. June agrees to the offer but is unsure about what he should bet. Meanwhile, Tanabe notices Misuzu watching the game. Tanabe is eliminated despite his desire to impress her. Goma eliminates more players from Tomo's team before moving on to her. June defends Tomo and is eliminated. This rages Tomo, who vows to put everything she has into this throw in order to eliminate Goma. Although the ball does not strike Goma, Tomo intended to pass it to June and have him eliminate Goma from the sidelines. Tanabe, on the other hand, catches it and throws it at Goma while he's puzzled. June and Tomo's team wins the ball sports tournament. After having a blast with her team, Tomo catches up with Misuzu and Carol. Tomo tells them she had fun playing dodgeball with June and hopes their future relationship will be the same. June and Goma spar one-on-one. June defeats Goma in their first session, but Goma wins multiple times after that. June tells Goma that his desire to defeat someone close to him drives him to improve his strength. Tomo and June walk home together. June tells Tomo that he has lost several times to Goma. He believes she can beat him, and Tomo recognizes June's tendency to overestimate her, and June wishes he could be more like Tomo. But that's it for this part. I will see you in the next one.